Hello, in this video I'll show you my way of replacing cable, cord, wire or whatever you call it on drill or other tools. I know that's a piece of cake for most of you, but still a lot of people didn't try to do that yet. Maybe because they didn't even know how easy it is to replace the cable in our tools. Here I got some older drill which still work good, but it got problem with the cable. I'm pretty sure everyone already been there. Cable is splitted somewhere inside, so when I move the cable it starts or stop working. So let's replace that cable. Before I throw any electrical device into trash, I always cut off the power cable, so I got many different cables here, some of them with ground wire, some of them without. But that drill already got a removable plug, so I reuse that plug and only replace the cable. Firstly check how the housing is designed and unscrew only needed screws. Basically we don't need to disassemble entire housing, but just a part of handle for access to switch. On some angel grinders we can access by removing a single screw. Now take off the cover and you should see something like that. Now check how it's done. If needed, take some picture, note or whatever, so you can assemble back together later. And then remove the two screws from plastic part, which hold the cable so you can't pull them out of machine. We can see here the cable is deformed pretty well, also insulation is already damaged. That spot is most common to break the cable. Then just unscrew both wires out of switch terminal, or cut them so you know where they go when installing new cable. If I try to pull the wire out of cable, it breaks really easy, because only the insulation of wire hold it together. And if you look closer we'll see the burnt copper from the end. Then remove the K from the cable in my case and the plug, which is still good. Now prepare the cable. At the moment I'm almost without cables. I need to go shopping soon, but still got a piece of 2 wire 1 square millimeter cable, which is good for drill like that, because it doesn't need ground wire. But basically I use 3 wire 1.5 square millimeter, so connect the ground only on the plug side, and get grounded at least cable, so you got a bit better protection if you cut the cable. Before we start stripping the cable, put on the rubber cable guard. That step is really important. If you don't put on firstly, you will forget later. It's an unwritten law, trust me. Then check where's the terminal for the wire and mark how much you need to strip the cable. If you strip a few millimeter more, nothing wrong, but be sure that there's enough insulation to clamp it later with the plastic. There are many ways and different tools to strip the cable insulation. We can do it with bigger stripping tool. I've seen also that way. But I always use only one way, stripping with a knife. Firstly cut all around the cable, but not too deep, just to make mark. Then fold the cable on the cutted spot, and if the insulation don't tear itself, I helped with a knife tip. So we got nice perpendicular cut. I think it looked better than with any stripping tool. But be careful so you don't cut too deep into wire insulation. It happens all of us sometimes, but we can fix it by cut the cables away and strip again. If you leave like this, you're a bad person. Really bad. And now we need to strip the wire. There are even more tools and ways to strip the insulation. From most classes to use any pliers, with different stripping tools. Someone prefer tooth stripping, but I love mine, so I prefer that wide miller stripping tool. I remove somewhere between 7 to 8 mm of insulation. After the wire is stripped, we need to crimp them. Someone just turned the wires and tied them to terminal, but that's dirty job. Every wire should be crimped or soldered from the end. Sometimes you don't have place for insulation ferrules. In that case I just solder the wires, fast as possible, so the insulation don't melt. Now just put wire back to switch terminal and tie the screw well. Because it's AC powered machine, polarity isn't matter. Then put the rubber cable guard on its place and tie the cable holder, but be careful so it clamps for the cable insulation, not only the wires, which must be long enough so they're not stretched on the switch. After put on the cover and tie the screws, we're done on the machine side. But before tie the screws, be sure that there's no wire between housing. If you use the cable with fixed plug, we need only to test the machine and that's it. But I need to attach the plug on other side of cable. So again, take the measure to strip the cable insulation, strip the wires and crimp them. In that case I use insulated wire ferrules. Also for that job there are a lot of different tools, but I mostly use this Chinese self-adjusting crimping tool. If the ferrules are too long, just cut them a bit and tie the terminal screws well. But, did you notice that? Honestly, I didn't make it on purpose. If I don't put cover on the cable before strip them, I forgot on cover in 90% of cases. So again, remove the cable and repeat. Also there we need to attach the plastic cable holder, but not over the wires. It should clamp the cable insulation. Now just screw the cover back on and it's ready to test. Okay, another machine is back in life. Also if it's old, drilling machine do their job just good. But it's not that old, so already got electronic speed control, plus 2 mechanic speed, which is great for steel drilling, where we need lower RPM. Meanwhile, while fixing the cable, my new printer made key holder, so I can attach the key on the cable and it will always be on needed place. But those days already every drill got self-tightening chuck. That's it for today. Everyone got some different way to replace the cable. I just want to show mine. The process is more or less the same on all AC powered hand electrical tools, like grinders, saws and so on. Hope you liked the video and get some new information. Thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe if you like, and see you next time.